Hi, welcome to our podcast, Barely Even Friends. It's me with Variola and Vesda today. We're going to talk about the Kyle Rittenhouse trial and verdicts. You know, white supremacy stuff. Me, the black person with two white people.
We're gonna be mansplaining the race version of that, whatever that is.
You're just going to be a normal white supremacist.
I mean, if you want me to play devil's advocate, I will.
You're already a white supremacist.
Lies.
Just by the nature of being born in America makes you a white supremacist.
Damn, that's a hot take right there.
How is it hot take? We literally live in a white supremacist society, and the whole society and culture is built on white supremacy. You are a white supremacist just by the fact of being born here. It's like deeply ingrained in deeply ingrained into like your subconscious, more or less, since birth.
Yeah, but you can like overcome that. You can fight against your biases.
Yeah, you can, but most people don't. Just the fact alone makes most people white supremacists. I'd say like everyone's a white supremacist until they stop make an effort to stop being one in America.
Damn. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I can agree with that, bro. I don't want to call everybody a white supremacist.
Yeah, that's because you're a white supremacist as well.
No, that's a heavy thing to apply to a lot of people.
Hey, if I don't apply it, no one's gonna actually deal with their issues of white supremacy. And
Sure
actually
about
think
that.
about how society is and how it affects them and what causes them to believe and think.
Does your tweets accomplish that, bro?
I don't tweet at all.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, the people who say that same kind of stuff, I feel like those are the same permanently online Twitter people.
Yeah, I don't use Twitter, like, except for porn.
I have never seen that on Twitter, man.
Like, that's the whole point of Twitter is porn and making bad takes. And memes.
I think it accomplishes that well then. Been doing good.
Yes. What makes you think most people aren't white supremacists?
I think there's a difference between, like, whiteness being the dominant, like, cultural form or whatever fucking way you want to describe it, and people actually being white supremacists. I don't think, even if you have, like, okay,
what you described is white supremacy, though.
I know it's white supremacy, but I think that even if people are biased towards, favoring white people, that doesn't mean they're a white supremacist, though.
That kind of does by definition.
Okay, how?
If you're biased subconsciously towards white people and you make no effort to change that, that makes you a white supremacist. It doesn't mean they're they're discriminatory towards black people on purpose and like a super racist, but they're still a white supremacist.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Just accept you're a white supremacist, Vesta.
I don't think I am, man. I don't think the facts support that. Never been with a white woman a day in my life.
You never been with a white woman a day in your life. You were a literal Nazi before.
Yep.
And you only dated Hispanic chicks because you like the power you have over them.
That's a lie.
And there's an unequal power dynamic because you're a white guy, and they're here illegally.
I don't think so. I got shit on a lot for not dating white women.
Yeah, I know, because white supremacists want you to keep the race pure.
Yeah, they were assholes about it. I think that's part of what made me leave that shit. Just a little bit.
Also, the fact that you like black women.
Yeah, I get shit on a lot for that too. Still. So, I mean, I guess you could, your point about it being white supremacist is somewhat true.
Yeah, because people also will fetishize minorities as well, and thinks it makes them not a racist or white supremacist, but they're just fetishizing a minority for their otherness.
That is true. I know that is a thing. I don't see that so much with I see that mostly with like Asian women, the way some people
It
act
is,
about
yeah.
them.
Well, it's also like black men. It happens to black men with like big black dicks.
Could see that.
BBC. There's a whole bunch of poster like signs during Black Lives Matter saying they you like they like black cock, but they don't. So they support Black Lives or whatever.
That's pretty cringy.
Yeah.
I was in some
Where?
sorry, what do you say?
You can keep talking.
I was in some Discord once, and there was like a black guy in there and a chick or something, and the chick started hitting on the guy, asking if he had a big dick, and this guy snapped. He was like, he's like, you know how fucking prejudiced that is? He's like, I don't have a big penis. He said it straight up. He's like, I don't.
Yeah, it's very damaging mentally to black men because like everyone assumes all black dudes have like a massive dick, but then like yeah, they're disappointed when they find out you have a regular size one.
Yeah, I imagine that's gotta hurt.
Yeah, good thing I tell everyone I get my dick from my dad. Because my dad's white, so I have a small dick.
Rest in peace.
Is there anything you want to add, Vera?
This man's gone. He's been gone.
He was gonna talk about the whole thing. About the whole trial and everything. He did research and he was gonna do white people stuff like a lawyer he is.
Exactly. Where'd this man go?
He's really out here, leaving us on red.
He used to always do that, didn't he? He'd be like, oh, I'm gonna go get a fucking kebab, and then he'd come back like 2 hours later. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, he's back. Hey Vera, do you have anything to say? Here we go.
Yeah, I tried to comment before, but I thought that you were cutting me off.
No, sorry.
No.
Nice. So I was going to talk about Kyle Rittenhouse trial, but it's much more important because this is becoming a genetics topic. How does it work in interracial couples? Do you always, or couples in general, do you always inherit your dick size from your dad? Or
no, it's a joke.
No, but does it? That's the question. I think we need Camel here. He's a genetics expert. Like, do you always inherit your dick size from your dad?
Or do you get it from your mom? That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think it's sheer luck. I think it's just a fucking lottery.
Oh yes, you can talk about Kyle Rittenhouse now, since Vez is a white supremacist.
No,
Lies.
on white supremacy, I think like everyone, even black people are growing up in a white supremacist society. So even black people,
Yeah, I was including black people as well.
and unless you consciously say, okay, we are living in a white supremacist society, and we need to change something about it. Like
Yeah,
everyone
exactly.
is.
That's
Like
my point.
even even black women are taught like this beauty standard is you have to have straight hair, curly hair is shit, and so on. So
Yeah,
everyone
literally
is.
all the black women in my family straighten their hair.
Okay, maybe we live in a white supremacist society, but I don't think the majority of Americans anymore are like white supremacists.
Like, yeah, they're going to say, they're not going to say white people are superior, but the ways they act are going to reflect that society thinks, and that they're taught white people are superior.
Agreed. But I just don't like calling all people white supremacists because I don't think most people are bad people.
So I think passively they are white supremacists, but they're not actively white supremacists.
Sure. Yeah.
But let's go to the matter, the Rittenhouse trial. So I'm first. Let me introduce myself. So I'm trying to be a lawyer, finishing up law school here, but in Europe. So I'm not an American lawyer. I don't know. Like I took some classes on American law, but civil law, not criminal law. and so I don't know much. I know something, but not much. And firstly, my personal view on criminal law. So I think that ultimately, it is every criminal act is the failure of the society. So when we talked about this before, like when Weinstein committed his crimes, it is failure of the society to teach Weinstein to respect women. When Bill Cosby committed his crimes, it's his failure of the society to teach him to respect women, and failure of the society because he grew up in a largely, much more than today, but we still are. U.S. is still, and we in Europe as well, fact. Where he experienced racism for sure when he was a kid and during his life. So that's my opinion, and this is reflected from some Marxist thinkers from Soviet Union, leftism, left the part of the Soviet Union, so on. Like we might link the book. I don't know the name by heart. So onto the trial. Like, I think trial was a shit show. The judge was clearly biased. Like, I didn't watch the whole thing. I only watched some clips. Like, judge had the Trump ringtone. Like, things like that. That's like ridiculous. But the biggest question is, if you cut through the legal bullshit, what was his intent for Americans? What was his state of mind when he was doing that shit? Like, did he go there to cause trouble or no? And on the trial, nothing came out that said, like I heard in the news, that he commented, I'm going to cause some shit. But that didn't come during trial.
Yeah, because didn't they block a video of him saying he wanted to go shoot the shoplifters and shit beforehand, and like because it wasn't like, oh, the judge wasn't relevant to the case, like.
Well, the judge was obviously, like, as I understand, I mean, the judge decides what's going to be presented. So judge decided in his favor.
Yeah, then the judge also said they couldn't refer to the people who were shot and killed as victims.
I mean, that's not from a legal standpoint. I understand that. Like, if they have that practice in that state, to not call them victims, then it is okay. Like, if that is the standardized practice, then you have to abide by that. Like, I can see why it is how it can incriminate the defendant if you call them victims. Like, we don't call before the trial starts. We don't call Kyle Rittenhouse and whoever is sitting on the bench. No, the bench is in your case, bench is the judge. But here we have the bench. They don't call that person a criminal. They call them the accused, the defendant, whatever. So the same could be applied for the victims. And really, if you look at the criminal law is not about the victims. Criminal law is about the accused, the defendant. That is who criminal case centers on. If you want to talk about the victim, then you have civil law. You can sue him for damages.
Are they going to sue him for damages?
I don't think they are.
I'm sure they wouldn't get that much money out of him.
Yeah, I mean, there's some talks that he might get some money from defamation lawsuits. I don't know how much standing is behind that. But if he's going to, like, that kid from, like, that Lincoln Memorial dances that were, like, there was this that protest, and there was this teenager and some Native American activist.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and that kid, like, is a millionaire now. from defamation lawsuits. Like, we don't know how much exactly is he getting from big media houses, but he's getting a lot. Because they basically just invented some shit.
He's gonna give speeches at CPAC for the rest of his life. It'll be all good.
Yeah, Kyle Rittenhouse got a job offer at Congress.
What's really worrying is how a lot of conservatives and right-wing like politicians and like pundits are posting memes about him being a hero.
Oh, the memes. I posted some memes, some right-wing memes here as well. The memes are fucking, and I posted like more less offensive ones. But like two people died. One was fucking crippled. Like Christian compassion out of the window.
Yeah, because there was like one where they have him like all the. I think it was either like the Justice League or like the Avengers were all like kneeling down to him, calling him a hero, and one of them like, what the fuck?
That's insane. I think there is a difference though, whether he went there to cause trouble or get into trouble. You know what I mean? I think there's a difference there.
Like he went to get.
His first thing is, I don't think you should be allowed to carry weapons on protest. That is fucking insane. Like, how can you not cause trouble if you go to a protest and you're fucking armed?
Yeah, you're the counter-protesting and you're out there with a fucking weapon. That's pretty fucking threatening.
Like, this is true.
And I also want to say, I'm going to forget it. Why do I care? Like, I'm European. Why do I care what's going on in the US regarding law? Like, why should we Europeans care at all? Well, we should care because, like, I had law school in an Eastern European country, and we had a guest speaker from US that is trying to present to us how US law is next great thing since sliced bread. So there is a lot of influence coming from the US from us in Europe. And that guy, he like spoke to students, well, whatever. But he speaks to students in 5 countries on 5 universities, or how much does he go around? I don't know. But he does go around. But he also speaks to professors, to assistant professors on my university, and those people do have an opinion on policy. And you know, when American legal practices get adopted in Europe, then you know, those people that support those legal solutions, those laws, they're going to say, "Oh, see, our laws are so great; they're getting adopted in Europe." And you know, some of the things from US are good. I think that, for example, in civil law, like I forgot what's the name. When during consumer, I should have written this down. When they collectively sue, what's the name?
Class action.
Yeah, class action. Yeah. That's I think that's a good thing. Like, but I think plea bargaining in criminal law that's horrendous. Like everyone should get the right to be heard in front of the court. I think plea bargaining is
a lot of poor people who can't really defend themselves to just fucking go to jail.
Yeah, and we're getting plea bargaining in especially Eastern European states, left, right, and center. Like, it's a problem.
Yeah, because a lot of innocent people don't go to trial or anything, and they just go to jail because it's easier. They're afraid, they get threatened.
It's easier for the court.
Yeah,
it's easier for the court, but not easier for them.
Yeah, because also they get threatened by like the prosecution saying how they'll double their time or whatever, and like make their lives hell if they try to fight it, and then they get convinced to just take the plea deal.
Yeah, man, and they're not doing it because they're evil people or like the prosecutors. They're doing it because they want to save money. but you have to realize that if you want to have a criminal law system, it's going to cost money. Otherwise, you're going to have a totalitarian regime. Like one of the first hallmarks that marks totalitarian regimes is crackdown on criminal justice. Like they're going to remove a bunch of rights you get in criminal trials. And if people want that, yeah, but like if people want totalitarian regimes, but I don't think anyone in the West is claiming that they are totalitarian. So I don't know.
Well, the whole Kyle Rittenhouse thing with him going out and like shooting protesters and basically getting off scot-free reminds me a lot of fascist Italy and Nazi Germany. Well, not the Weimar Republic leading to Nazi Germany. When like you have the brown shirts and like the other fascist groups and like Italy, the brown shirts and like the black shirts. I think they're the black shirts in Italy, the brown shirts in Nazi Germany and the Weimar Republic. They go around murdering people, leftists, communists, socialists, and like any of their political entities, and people just got used to it.
Yeah, I mean that is the question. If the political situation was reversed, like if this were the like leftists that shot down a Republican, would the gun nuts or gun right activists, would they be defending that person?
No, they never do. Because one of the people people were protesting for in Black Lives Matter. So the black guy got pulled over by the police, and he had a gun in his car, and he told the police about it, and the police shot him. And you didn't hear anything of the NRA.
So then this is just Republicans versus the leftists versus black people and so on.
Well,
so it's not.
If you become pretty much in America, the moment you start trying to support black people and black civil rights, and you become black, and you stop being white.
This is some bold claim, but I don't know about that.
Well, they literally kill white people too, like during the civil rights era. Yeah, because like people are saying, because all the people who died from Kyle Rittenhouse's thing were white, so people were like, oh, they weren't black people, why do you care, whatever. It's like they were fighting because they're like, people were saying Kyle Rittenhouse is a racist, but they're like, oh, he killed white people, how is it racist? It's like, but these people were supporting black rights and like helping black causes.
But I think from what I read, from a legal standpoint, they aren't in the wrong. Like the trial is the trial was a legitimate one. Like the law states that like the question was he there to cause trouble? What was in his mind? And if they couldn't prove, because we're not if they couldn't prove that he was there to cause trouble, that he came there with an intent, like I think that if you're carrying a gun to a protest, you're there to kill someone. Like
exactly.
Like you're not defending yourself. Like, come on.
Yeah, you're looking for it. You're like,
but in US, you you have the right to carry your gun, so that is normalized. And I think another thing that is important is that they fucking the normalization of killing people in the protest. Like Zvezda here, he supported the running over people during protests, and a bunch of people supported.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Because so they have a right to protest, right? But by killing them, you're saying no. You have a constitutional right to protest. Why should you be murdered for it?
You don't have a constitutional right to not be late for your work or your dentist appointment.
Exactly.
If I lose my job and my house,
the Constitution doesn't guarantee you a job or a house.
Like if you lose your job because you were late on a day when there are protests around, you didn't lose them because of that. You lost them because of some other reasons, and then you got late, and then they fired you.
Yeah, dude, jobs are like that, bro. They'll fire you for being late. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, they'll fire you for being late multiple times, not once.
Yeah, and like
surprised.
They do. They look. Okay, if they like you, they find a reason to fire you. They find a reason to keep you. If they don't like you, they find a reason to fire you.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is those people who protest blocking the whole interstate are dicks. All right.
Yeah, they have a message. They want
Yeah,
to
they're
send.
doing. Yeah,
You're literally making like hundreds of thousands of people late for work all across the city with the traffic, and ambulances are struggling to get through and shit like that. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, then fix the system.
Just at least leave one lane open. All right.
how is that going to work?
At least
Like
optically,
there's still going to
some
be a
people-
jam. There's still
Yeah.
going to be a jam. I mean, and they're
Some
going to
people-
let ambulances go. They're going to let ambulances pass. Oh, come on.
Also, the thing is, like, they block off the. Okay, that reminds me. Last year, so they were protesting on the freeway in like Washington, and the police blocked off that whole section for the protesters. Like, so like going onto the highway and stuff. So some dude drove fucking down there and hit them.
Like no one. Like protests are usually, you know, up front they're going to be protesting. No one comes.
Randomly shows up.
Yeah,
They have randomly showed up a few times. I know that's happened. I don't support going out of your way, bro. But if I'm driving down the interstate, and all of a sudden there's a bunch of people in front of me. I'm trying to get to work. They're protesting.
You're definitely not getting to work afterwards because you're gonna go to jail.
That's okay, but I'm gonna try and get past them. I'm just gonna go 2 miles an hour, just slowly.
You're gonna nudge them and honk your horn a bunch.
Yes, that's what you have to do. All right, I'm not gonna sit there for hours on the fucking highway, wasting gas, missing work, just to see a bunch of people screaming and shit. I understand the cause.
They'd make you get off the highway beforehand. The police.
But how come in all those videos I see people protesting on the highway, there's literally like thousands of cars piled up for miles behind them?
There's usually an exit where the cops have people get off on.
Well, good though. And then they should do that then. Works for me.
People shouldn't be driving cars anyways. We need better public transportation.
Public transportation sucks.
Yeah, I know. We need better public transportation.
Even if it's good though, it still kind of sucks, you know? It's nice to have your own car and shit.
Throw your shit in there.
Exactly.
You don't even have a car right now.
I know, but I'd much rather have a car than ride the bus to work.
I'd rather ride a bike to work or walk to work. Like my dream job is walking.
Yeah. If you live like right across the street from your job and you just can walk there, that's pretty nice.
You don't have to use the job bathroom. You can use your home bathroom. It's amazing.
That's why people work from home.
What?
So that's why people work from home.
Yeah. Working from home, you still can't. Could be allowed. The office could be fine. Yes. But having to use your home, having the ability to use your home.
I had a coworker who lived really close, and like he would just fucking dip out and go to his house for a couple hours, then come back.
Amazing.
How the fuck do you just do this? It's insane.
And he wasn't blocked out at all.
Okay.
Whatever. Employer is screwing you. Most likely,
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly. Anything else you want to talk about?
Like, I think that legally, how currently laws are, they were right to let him go. And I know that's controversial, but from a legal, from a moral standpoint, like my personal morals, I don't support it. But
What do you think was done?
I don't know. I have no idea.
before you were talking about how jails in US are horrible, that kid would be crushed alive there.
I definitely think like something should happen to him. Like, you know, I don't know, but I don't want him to go to prison. So
Yeah, but he's going to get rewarded from society. He's becoming.
He's literally famous because of this. He's a right-wing hero.
Yeah.
yeah, well, if he went to prison and came out, he would have just ended up if he went to prison, he would just end up a martyr for these people, anyways. And when he got out of prison, he would end up famous. Still,
I think no one would have cared.
And don't forget him by then.
I don't know.
Yeah, people don't have a
Maybe.
lot of attention span.
Fucking Fox News has been talking about Kyle Rittenhouse 24/7 for the past month.
They were also talking about critical race theory until the Virginia election was over.
They're still talking about that shit. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it's good he didn't go to prison, you know. Don't want that man's life to be ruined completely.
Yeah, but he keep
I know, but I mean,
their lives
it's
are.
like, the thing is though, now they're dead, and it's kind of like, in a way, this sounds harsh, but it's irrelevant now. They're dead. He should pay the price for murdering people, but at the same time, I don't think his life should be ruined in the process. Like, you know,
Yeah, but those people also get families. Like,
they do. But the thing is, Kyle Rittenhouse has a family too. You know, and I don't think.
yeah, but they can
wanna
still visit him. They can still visit him in jail. And he don't-
Theoretically. Usually the way it works with prisons and shit is they ship you off out of state or stuff like that. And it's very hard for your family to visit.
But he's going to come out. And what about that guy? He lost his fucking arm. He's disabled now.
You know, I don't know what the punishment should be for him, man. I mean, I just know that I don't want him to go to prison and his life be ruined, you know.
Should
He ruined some other people's lives first.
I'm aware, but I don't know what the fucking consequences should be.
So, you think... So he got let off, so you're fine with that. So he suffered no repercussions for his actions.
Yeah, I guess I'm fine with it. You know, I mean, like it's like I said, if prison, you know, actually rehabilitated people and, you know, taught you some skills and whatnot, blah 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 blah, then I'd support him going to prison. But the way it currently stands, he's either going to go there and join some Nazi gang, or he's just going to go mentally insane. And both of those.
A couple people I worked with got their degrees in prison, their college degrees.
What'd they go to prison for, though?
One was involved in a drug trafficking case. The other one was like in a gang thing where the gang members gang raped a girl, and he happened to be there.
Thing is, I don't know what kind of prison they were in, but I'm assuming if Kyle Rittenhouse went to prison, he'd probably be in a higher level one. And those higher level prisons don't typically have shit like that.
I don't think he'd be in a higher level prison.
How come? I mean, he was getting charged with fucking first degree murder and shit, wasn't he?
Yeah, but isn't the thing also like what type your like security risk?
Yeah, they base it on security risk typically, but it's like if you're already going to jail for a violent crime, you're already getting put pretty high up on the list automatically.
But they also like protect them, like if it's
Yeah, if you're like a certain type of person, they put you in a special section of the prison.
Yeah, he'll be put in solitary confinement. That's what I'm saying. I would just go mentally insane in there.
No, some prisons they keep all the pedophiles in a certain wing, and like people who will be like have their lives threatened, they put them in a separate wing of the prison.
I mean, from my understanding, they usually put you in fucking solitary, but
It depends where the prison is. The dude's going to a prison would have gone to a prison in Wisconsin.
I don't know, man. I've talked about this before. I don't see how going to prison is gonna make him a better person, and
That's not the point of prison.
It should be though.
I think it is like you should. Those people should be reintegrated into the society. They should be functioning members after.
Yeah, but that's not why they send them there, though. They send them there for cheap prison labor.
Yeah, that's another prison industrial complex thing.
Yeah.
Well, who knows? The fucking case might get picked up again or something. Who knows? The firearm charges.
No, it can't. He got off.
The firearm charges. The feds can still pick that up. I'm pretty sure.
Nope,
It's
they can't.
double jeopardy.
Double jeopardy for the judge let him go because judge is a trumper. But also the only person that can that might get charged for that is the other guy that gave him weapon, because what came out at trial is that he got the weapon during he got the weapon from someone in Wisconsin, in that state. He didn't come with his own weapon. That is what was established at the trial.
The firearm charges aren't even valid.
Yeah, not for him, but for that other person possibly.
I see. Okay.
If prosecutors decide to charge him.
Okay, I know a story about a guy who he had a search warrant was executed on his house, and he had drugs and he had weed and firearms in the same building, which is against the law. And the state charged him. He beat the case because they searched his house for no reason. He was acquitted. And then literally 2 weeks later, the feds picked up the case and he went to jail. So I think there's got to be some recourse in there, if that were to ever happen. But
No, there's double jeopardy. Like he cannot be tried.
Interesting. Well, everybody's gonna forget about this shit in 2 weeks anyways, probably like Kyle said.
Did we all forget about OJ trial? Like I wasn't even alive. I know what it is.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, but OJ was already famous before that, and like a cultural figure. It's just some random white kid who killed some other white people.
I think that right wing, especially with because they lost the election, they're going to remember this for some time.
Well, you had George Zimmerman. This is similar to that.
Yeah, I mean, but Zimmerman. Same with OJ. Like, they let you go. You you escape the hand of justice once, and then you go on committing some other shit.
Yeah, because they think they're invincible.
Yeah.
He's gonna be the leader of the new fascist movement. He's already hanging out with the Proud Boys.
Yeah, what's going on with them? Like, I'm not following. Like, there was some meltdowns or something.
I think the leader like wasn't at the January 6th riots and stuff, and people are wondering if he's a Fed. I remember that being speculatory before.
Some Hispanic guy that was official leader. Like he's a Fed. He's actually
he also had like
he's the informant.
like yeah, he was an informant. Yeah.
It's not that surprising. anything
there's
else?
I was gonna say, do you think there's gonna be any more high profile anything?
Regarding this case or some other case?
Any case or whatever coming up?
Like I read, like during this for these Kenosha rights, there are like 5 or 4 cases pending. And this is the.
Do you see any more like social protests and like rioting or whatever going on?
I mean, if another Floyd gets killed in such a, if some black person also gets killed in a way that Floyd did, I think there's going to be shit again. And I don't think that the policing culture changed at all. So
it didn't. If anything, it got worse.
The main problem is the way the cops, well, in my opinion, the main problem is the way the cops patrol around. They're just always fishing for shit. I don't think that's how it should be.
They have quotas to fill.
For tickets and shit, yeah, but I don't know. I don't think cops should just be driving around looking for people to fuck with or whatever.
What should cops be doing?
I feel like they should primarily be responding to calls and assistance instead of like looking for shit going down. Obviously, I think there should be cops, pulling people over for speeding and shit. You gotta have that, but they shouldn't be doing that and then trying to search your car and stuff at the same time. If you got pulled over for speeding, you got pulled over for speeding.
You don't even have a driver's license, and you were like saying the other day that you think you don't agree with like driver's license.
I mean, I think they're kind of stupid, but
Do you know, like in Europe, to get a driver's license, you actually have to go to a mini course. You have to pass 2 tests, a driving test, and I don't know, we call it that you know the rules of the road.
You have to do that in the U.S. too. It's just very shitty.
And like here, you have to like take classes. You have to like drive for 50 hours with an instructor before they let you pass. Before they let you take the exam.
See, you have to do that here too, but there is a certain way you can get around it by saying your parents did it instead of an instructor.
No, you can't do that here. Like it's illegal for a parent to teach you, but some people do it. Like my parents didn't. They told me our cars are too good, and their cars are not anything special. Our cars are too good. We're not going to risk our cars teaching you. But
Same thing with me.
But my parents are like horrible teachers. Like they could they couldn't explain to me how to swim. So I had to learn it on my own. So
You had to. How'd you learn how to swim?
We have a summer house. Like it's a half-finished house in the forest. But so I would go to the seaside every year for at least 2 weeks, and I learned to swim when I was 11.
My grandpa pushed me in the pool and said, "Good luck." It ended up pretty good though. I figured it out.
That's pretty fucked. My dad taught me how to swim.
And my father was like a really serious water polo player when he was teenager, and he couldn't like teach me how to swim.
Did he not teach you how to swim? Like
The movements that you have to relax to float and so on. I still, and then you have like, what do you call them in English?
I have no idea.
So how do you swim? Do 2 circles with your hand, or do you go over the shoulder?
No, I know what you're talking about, yeah.
Talking about doggy paddling, whatever.
No, doggy paddling is something else. Like here we call it the frog, and also we call it like the male and the feminine, but that's kind of sexist. Well, they're like in Olympics people swim like this.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Anyway, like the other thing where you like go over the shoulder, I still swim like an idiot. Like I don't dare swim in pool with that because I'm going to. The other swimmers are going to get water in their face, so I don't do it. I only swim like that when I swim in the sea.
The front crawl, the breaststroke, the butterfly, the backstroke.
Yeah. And I don't know how to swim butterfly, but my dad does, and he did.
I haven't been swimming in ages.
Oh, I live 5 minutes from the pool. Is the podcast still on? I think we
Yeah,
should.
it's been recording the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, I
We
think
can
we
end it
should
if you
call
want.
it. Yeah. We should call it because we're talking about swimming, not about.
Facts.
Kyle Rittenhouse. Is there anything you want to shout out or anything?
Well, I know that a lot of Eastern Europeans are listening to this, so I want to shout out to my fellow Eastern Europeans.
Why do we have so many Eastern Europeans who listen to this?
Yeah, I mean, if they listen, they want to comment.
I didn't know there was a bunch.
Yeah, on like Spotify and other things. Like they listen to us on like the actual podcasting sites.
Can you comment on Spotify or no?
No.
So,
I don't think so. I haven't used Spotify. But yeah, thanks for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, follow us. Thanks, bye.